Hi everyone, this short video is going to walk you through setting up a Microsoft Word document to get ready to submit your papers. I am using Microsoft Word for a Mac, so my platform might look slightly different than what you encounter in Microsoft 365, or depending on what version of Microsoft Word you're using. If you're having trouble finding things, I would encourage you to just do a Google search. There's probably another YouTube video that you can find that will help you do the exact same thing on the platform of Word that you're using. So as we set up our essays for Microsoft Word, we want to do a couple things to start with. The first thing that we need to do is we need to get rid of some of the automatic formatting that Microsoft Word has. So we're going to be using the paragraphing tool. And what we want to do is we want to ensure that all of our spacing is at 0 points. Oftentimes the default for Microsoft Word is to start with an after paragraph spacing that's not at 0 or that it's at automatic. So we want to set that to 0 so that you don't have extra spaces. You also want to make sure that your line spacing is on double and that your indentation is set at first line indentation. And you'll see down here the sample text will give you a sense of what it should look like. You can also adjust your line spacing here, but you want to make sure that this is all set before you start anything, because if you don't make sure it's set before you start everything, you might not get all of your text. So the next thing that you're going to be doing is including your page numbers. So the easiest way to do this is to just double click in the heading. Page numbers are going to go in the upper right hand corner. So we're going to insert page numbers, and we're going to select the alignment in the top of the page in the upper right hand corner. And then the other thing that we're going to be inserting is our last name. And this is just really important because if you're submitting this paper in person, you want to ensure that if something happens to the papers, that they could find all of the papers. Like if the stack of essays gets dropped, if you haven't stapled your assignment together, this really ensures that you can find everything. So you'll put your last name up here. And again, it's important that you're using the page number feature so that as you write, the page numbers automatically update. Okay, so then we're going to also set our margins, and we're just going to make sure that they're 1-inch margins. You're going to write your name. You're going to write your professor's name, the course. So in this case, we could just do whichever course it is, and then you're going to write the date. You're going to hit enter once, then you're going to center, and you're going to create your title. You want to capitalize all title words. You're going to hit enter once more, left justify, and then you'll begin typing out your essay. Each paragraph should be indented, and there shouldn't be extra lines between paragraphs. So when you start a new paragraph, it should look like this. Now, when you're finished writing, if you were doing anything involving research, you're also going to need a reference or a works cited page. So to do that, we're going to be inserting a page break. A page break is going to create this invisible formatting that brings the next line down onto the top of the next page. And it's important to use a page break because when you use a page break, it doesn't matter how many pages are in between. So if we go down to another page, we could put in 3 or 4 or 5 different pages. But your references or your works cited is always going to kind of be at the top of the next page after the end of your essay. So hopefully this has kind of helped you figure out how to set up your Microsoft Word document. It's not super hard, but taking a moment to set it up before you start typing or before you import your files can be really helpful because it'll save time in the long run.